We have a follow-up on the investigation into what caused a Lakewood parking garage to collapse last week. Mark Namick has an update and joins us live from Lakewood. Mark.
Good evening, Isabel. You remember last week many people considered what happened here a Christmas miracle in that no one was injured when you look at all that rubble. The residents at the adjacent tower, and that's the Marine Towers West, were forced to evacuate for a week as people got in to check out the building. They were allowed to come back in on Christmas Eve. Now the cars, about 24, many of them trapped, some of them crushed, as we saw in video from last week. Now we reached out to the management company today that runs this to ask about the issue of whether or not construction was taking place during or prior to the collapse. That's something that the city of Lakewood has now said they believe was going on, but didn't have any permits or any other issues related to that. You know, right now it's just piles of rubble. It's pretty quiet, and we did see cars being driven out on the adjacent ramp today. The residents were not allowed to retrieve those cars, but the building management did. Now, I reached out to the city of Lakewood, and I talked to the chief of staff for Mayor Megan George. She was not available, but we also have requests in to take a look at inspection reports. And the one thing that this is triggering all along Edgewater Drive, and that is the question of how safe are our apartments. What are inspections like? This is a close-knit community known as the Gold Coast. A lot of people, you know, use it as for places to walk their dogs and get around, and everybody constantly stops us to ask, well, what do we know? There's a lot more to come. Everybody wants to know what happened here, and could it happen to them? Isabel?
Yeah, it's the big question. I think Mark will definitely keep you updated on this. Thank you so much for that report.